Welcome to episode 20 of Tools in the Hall. This isn't the biggest haul we've ever had, but it has some cool things that you haven't seen before. And I'm filming this on New Year's Eve 2021, so it's December 31st. I'm expecting my brother-in-law to come over to watch some football, so I hope we're not interrupted, but hey, we might be. In the meantime, let's check out what we've got. Alright, a lot of this stuff you may have seen it before. Excuse me while I screw around the camera. There we go. A lot of the stuff you may have seen before, but a lot of it is new. It's good if this is the first tool haul that you've ever seen, because I think there's a good sampling of regular inventory items and some really nice special orders. But first things first, this is kind of exciting because I service a number of shops that have machinists on staff who do machining work. A lot of these are custom shops, so they fabricate stuff. And I never had a really good line on machinists' tools, like turning tools, cutting tools, stuff like that. So one of my customers turned me on to these guys out of San Antonio, a company called Morris Machine Tools and Supply. So I'll give these guys a bit of a plug. They're highly, highly recommended. And I called the guy who owns it, a guy named Greg Morris. Seems like a really nice guy. And it's explained, that he and I both have mutual customers. I said, is there a way that we can work out a deal where you can allow me to buy at some dealer pricing from him? And he goes, oh yeah, sure, no problem. I'll send you literature and catalogs and stuff like that. So he just shot me all that stuff over by UPS, and I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet. I'm dying to look at it because it'd be a really good way to penetrate some new markets, form a nice working partnership with somebody new, and I'm really excited because I think it can be a really nice augmentation to our current tool lineup if we can start bringing machinists on board in our customer base too. So I'm stoked about that. This video is going up, I think, in February, so by then you will have seen the flyer drop video for the new quarterly flyer that covers January through March of 2022. So if you haven't yet had a chance to check out the flyer drop video, because in this one I go over all kinds of specials and stuff that is on sale in the flyer. There's some really interesting things. For example, a whole new selection of insulated tools for work on electric vehicles. That's awesome. We have a whole section dedicated to that now. I can't wait to dig into that. And I'm shooting this video before I shoot the flyer drop video, so I don't really know all that's in there yet. I just kind of breeze through it. So I can't speak with really authority on anything that's in there. I just know that, well, starting the first of the year, like a lot of businesses, our prices went up because the cost of goods has all gone up. And but still, there are some deals that are even good in there relative to last year's pricing. This set of Terra boots has come in. Terra has replaced Redback because Redback kind of dried up and blew away here. I don't know what happened to them. They're no longer selling in the U.S. I don't think. I know they're not warehousing in the U.S., so the distribution network seems to have kind of gone the way of the dinosaur here. Excuse me while I'm wrangling with this box that I try to also show you on video. Hold on! Oh, jeez Louise! Stand by! That was not an easy box to open. But Terra has these boots that are extremely similar in design to the Redback slip-on boots. They look identical. in a lot of ways. These do have some extra panels on them, but it's a nice welded sole. It looks very similar to the Redback sole. And these also come from Australia. And here's what I'm starting to think when I look at this stuff. I'm starting to think that there's a really good quality boot manufacturer in Australia, and Redback and Terra probably contract with them to build boots for them. That's what I'm guessing, because these seem to be every bit as good as the Redbacks. They have safety toe only, unlike the Redbacks, with a soft toe version. But the sizing on these seems a little bit truer than Redbacks, and they're less expensive. About 50 bucks less per pair. So that's not insignificant when you're looking at boots. And the ones that I sold so far, I've been getting very good feedback on them, so I'm happy that I can get something that's comparable quality to Redbacks at a lower price. Some backorder items came into shipment. I've got from Mechanics Time Savers these magnetic socket rails. I got 3/8 and 1/2 drive. And these are the kind that they're just the quarter turn twist lock clip on those. Just put your socket on there and turn it, quarter turn, it locks on. A strong magnet on the back so you can stick these things vertically or horizontally in a box or a cart. Pretty standard stuff. If you're needing organization, that's usually a set that people find themselves buying. The prices are good, and they just simply do the job. There are more elegant solutions. Vim has a beautiful low-profile magnetic socket rail, but they're very expensive. And you can't just go with the regular plastic spindle type if you want. It's really preferential, but these are pretty standard. We got a 6.0 amp hour M12 battery back from Milwaukee. This was a warranty. When we carry this middle of the line, regular old stripper or crimpers, Channel Lock's the nicest one that we go with because the price is the best, and they have a lifetime warranty, and they're made in the USA. Good for you, Channel Lock. Thank you. Are there better crimpers? Yeah, in fact, I'll show you one later. I can't find it right now. Oh, no, here it is. Is this one from Klein better? Well, it's way heavier duty, I'll say that. These are extremely beefy handles, a very strong pivot. There's no slop in these. They got a cutter on the end. And this one has crimpers for 2 different sizes of non-insulated terminals. There is a red-handled version which has a crimp for non-insulated and a crimp for insulated. These are also made in the USA because they're Klein and covered by a lifetime warranty. So we have like the medium duty, medium priced one, and then the heavier duty, premium priced one. Both are extremely popular. We do a lot with K-Tool because they are the brand owned by our largest supplier, a company called ISN. They own the K-Tool brand. It's a private label brand, so they take stuff that's manufactured by prominent and prominent manufacturers, and they rebrand it with theirs and sell it at a lower price because they buy in a higher volume. So some things like extractors, I'm happy to sell under the K-Tool brand because they're just as good as everything else. Come with a lifetime warranty, and they're way, way cheaper. Those are the straight fluted ones. Everyone breaks the and smaller ones, so they're easy to replace. We've got some ratchet repair kits. These are for the 120 XP gear wrench ratchets. These are these have been a back order forever. These just came in. I special ordered these, gosh, I don't know, months ago. Glad to see those came in. Sunex is our biggest go-to for impact sockets, and they've got nicely priced options for all your standard socket sets. This is an SAE 3/8 drive set, 12-piece set. There's a regular old set of sockets, and the nice thing is they don't cost a stupid amount of money. They're less than other tool trucks for sure. Lifetime warranty on all of it. We also go with Gray Pneumatic and Gear Wrench for some impact sockets, but these are the ones that we normally just put on the truck and inventory. That one happens to be a special order for somebody. Excuse me. And by the way, I'm if you know anything about Central Texas weather, you know that December is brutal when it comes to cedar pollen in the air. And cedar allergies are rampant. And there's this condition called cedar fever that you get when you get just the 1-2 punch from the allergens that are floating around. So I've been coughing and my head's all stuffy. Sorry for the hacking, cough, and wheezing and snotting it up in here for you. I will try to keep it clean. Of all the left-handed bit sets, left-handed drill bit sets that we can get, we settled on Irwin because the pricing is best, and I believe these are all covered under warranty. That's a regular 5-piece left-handed drill bit set. You use these when you want to extract a screw or a stud with one of these kinds of extractors, because you need a hole for these extractors to work in. So you use a left-handed thread, because if you use a right-handed thread, the theory goes, you're actually tightening that screw you're trying to extract. If you use a left-hand thread, a left-hand bit, then you're actually loosening it potentially. And sometimes the legend has it you can extract a screw just using the drill bit. I don't know that anyone's actually documented a case of that. If it's happened to you, put it in the comments below. I'd love to know what your experience is with that. And some gearbox brand wrenches and some drill bits have come in. Just individual warranty or sale items, or inventory items rather. It's a 10mm gearbox wrench from Gear Wrench. These are the ones that have the same size ends. One end is a ratcheting end. They have a flex head version of this as well. This is the fixed one. We have a Titan brand welding helmet. Why do we have a Titan brand welding helmet? Well, because we have an ESUB Firepower welding cart. Why do we have a welding cart? Because we have the Lincoln HandyMig welder. I walk into a shop a couple weeks ago. Great customer that I have there, and it's kind of funny because he's when I first met him like 4 years ago, he said, he's an older fella, and he said, I'm not going to be in the business much longer. I don't buy much in the way of tools. I said, that's fine. I said, if I can help you out, let me know. Okay, fair enough. So I helped him out with a couple of warranty things here and there, and then he noticed that someone in the shop had a tool that he didn't have, and he doesn't like borrowing tools, so he wanted to buy one, and he did from me, and then he bought something else from me, and we built a really nice relationship and a really good business together that way. So 4 years on, he's still working and he's still buying tools, and it only seems like he's increasing what he purchases from me. So a couple weeks ago, I walk in and there's a brand new Matco welder on the table, and I said, and they got a brand new Matco guy. So I'm curious to know how he's doing and how well they're all getting along. And he started telling me the story how he wanted a welder because the shop didn't have one, and the Matco guy said, well, I got this one on the truck. So he bought it for, I think, $750 or something like that. So I said, okay. So now I'm curious because I want to know what I have that competes favorably with the Matco one. So I start looking through my catalogs, and I see this one from Lincoln, which is about $100 less, and it met the specs that the Matco one had. So for all I know, it might be one that Matco rebranded. I couldn't tell you, but it looks very similar. They have the similar specs, and I went back to him. I said, just so you know, because I don't want to let a potential opportunity go by, right? I especially want to let people know that if I can offer a price savings, I want them to know that, right? I don't begrudge anybody for spending money however they want to spend it. They are welcome to shop wherever they want and buy from whomever they want. But I do want people to know that I can offer the same thing for less money or whatever it is. So I went back and I said, I said I got the same welder. I said, in fact, it's in the copy of the flyer that he had. He must have just not seen it. I said for about $100 less. And he said, oh, good to know. And then the next week he said to me, you know, the shop said that they would buy this welder from me, the one that he got from Matco. He said, can you get me that one that you showed me? I said, sure. So I said, you know, here's an upsell opportunity. So I said, are you all set with, you know, a mask? And he says, no, I do need a helmet. He says, I really love a cart. If you can get a cart, I'm like, sure, no problem. So, you know, in the course of a conversation, you know, here's $1,000 in sales that that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So, you know, if you're a tool truck guy or if you're in sales yourself, without being salesy, you can get a lot of money in sales if you just have conversations with people. And this is a great example of how a conversation and my desire to simply promote myself as a good buying option led to a significant sale to just one customer. If you do that and you multiply that times however many times a week, well, you got some good sales going there that you wouldn't have otherwise had. So it's nice to be able to provide that kind of value. It's certainly nice to be able to get the sales and show people that, you know, there's a reason why you can prefer to buy from us, because I can get you a deal that maybe somebody else can't. So a helmet that runs about half the price of the Matco ones, a welding cart that I don't know what the Matco pricing is on this. I didn't look at this one, but this one's only like 146 bucks. And then the welder was like 600 and change. So I think for the money he's spending, he's getting an equally good solution than what he could have gotten for significantly more on the Matco truck. And that's the name of the game, right? We like to... I can't always sell for less, but I can certainly beat Matco on Snap-on pricing, like all the time. That's never an issue. But it's nice to be able to just keep that at the forefront, and that's what drives a lot of sales. More Sunex socket sets. I think this is the metric version of that standard set I showed you. Easy Red has what has turned into a rather popular kit. This is their 33-piece quarter stick set, and this has that 4-inch long and a 12-inch long quarter-inch ratcheting driver with two heads on it. One head has a square drive, and the other head has a hex socket, so you can put hex shank quarter-inch bits in there. This comes with a selection of spline sockets for the quarter-inch square drive side of the ratchets, and it comes with an entire set of quarter-inch hex shank bits for the other side. Very popular set. They go for about 127 bucks. We go back and forth on who we get our cutoff wheel supplied from. Shark Industries is one of the companies that we like. Depends on who's got something on sale at the time. These are regular inventory items. These are just a 3-inch. How thick are these? 3-inch cutoff wheels that are, looks like 1/16 of an inch. Standard old cutoff wheels. Ullman is our brand for telescoping pocket magnets. That's just a restock item. A little scribe slash pick, little double end thing, handy to use for scoring marks and stuff, or for, you know, picking out gunk out of places or whatever you use a pick for. All those picky things. Oh, this is just a gear wrench, quarter-inch universal joint. It's a restock item. A couple of individual Sunex sockets. I think I'm just filling out some sets where I scavenged individual pieces from. That's a gear wrench chrome socket. That's kind of boring. And a little gear wrench. Also kind of boring. Okay. More exciting stuff. This is a riveter. This is a long-handled quarter-inch riveter. So a customer says to me, what do you got for quarter-inch riveters? And like an imbecile, I don't know why I did this. I said, oh, well, I said, they're kind of pricey. He goes, like, how much? I said, they're a lot. And he goes, geez, I don't know, man. How much you asking? So I went to the new Milwaukee cordless quarter-inch riveter. It's like $1,100. I don't know why I did that, because that's not even close to what he wanted. And as I saw how sad he was looking and how shocked he was at the price, I'm like, wait a minute, there's other options here. And I said, well, maybe I've completely barked up the wrong tree. I said, what are you looking for? He says, I just want a manual riveter. I'm like, oh. So I feel like an idiot because I just jumped to conclusions for something. And I don't know why I went there. That's not the first thing I would do because I know he wasn't going to buy the cordless one. So as I finish up the story of my awesome sales technique with the welding stuff, I can now go to a story of my terrible sales technique with a riveter. So I just want this manual long-handled riveter. I'm like, oh, yeah, we got those. And they're way less money. So Astro has them. SG Tool has them. I think OTC has them. There's a bunch of different brands. For the money, go with the Astro. If it's not something you'll be using all the time, this is a fine option. And I don't really think that you're going to get a quality difference with the different brands. They're also going to be equally good. You get a lot of leverage with that. So I think he's riveting some stuff on some transit buses that have a bit of a heavier duty application. So that's just fine for him. These finally came off a back order. These Laka socket trays. These are the 5-row trays that have 1 row for 1/4 inch, 2 rows for 3 inch, and 2 rows for 1/2 inch. Heavy gauge steel with a folding handle on either end so you can pick this thing up as a tray and carry it around like that guy is doing. And you can store it right on the top of your cart. It takes up a lot of space. You can only fit one of these in the top row of a cart. But they've got, it's really made to be taken out of the cart. So if you're gonna, bring it over to your work site, just pick it up and move it. Or if you can't have your cart right next to you, they're reach away. Then you can also carry them with, the one handle, make it a little bit easier. These are pretty versatile, and these were on back order for a long time. They just came in. I think this order, gosh, I don't even know when this order went in. If you told me it went in a year ago, I wouldn't be surprised. That's how bad some of these back orders have been. There's a restock on a Milton Long dual head chuck. Good on truck tires and dual E tires. This is the regular inventory item that we keep for air hammers. This is the Ingersoll one. This is the long barrel hammer, so it hits hardest of all the ones that they have. It comes with 5 bits and a quick connect chuck. The bits do not have a warranty on them. So I just tell people that just know that when these bits break, we got to replace them, for a fee, but I'll give you one that does have a warranty. So I replace them as they break with like Gray Pneumatic, Gray Pneumatic ones or some other brand that has a warranty. K-Tool has warranties on theirs. And the nice thing about this guy is, spec for spec, this matches the Snap-on long-barreled air hammer, and the Snap-on long-barreled air hammer is over $400. This one's less than $200. So for less than half, you're getting a tool that's equally as good. And no one ever went wrong buying Ingersoll. Their stuff is excellent quality. And why would you buy the Snap-on one? You wouldn't. Also at the place where the guy bought that long-handled riveter, because these are transit buses, what I find is as they roll in maybe a new brand of bus, if they just bought new ones for the fleet, or if there's an upgrade they have to do, then all of a sudden all these guys start asking for the same tools all the time. And what these guys have to do is they have to start repairing some of the handrails, and to do that they need a thread setting riveter. And what this does is it'll set that threaded piece so they can screw in a handrail anchor on the buses. So a bunch of guys have been asking for these. So these are rolling in now. Also from Astro. I love these. I love these guys. I think their brand is excellent. Their quality has never let anybody down. And that's usually what I go to for stuff like that. I accidentally bought these. How could you accidentally buy that gear wrench set of 12 metric ratcheting combination wrenches? Those are the regular gear wrenches, the originals. So if you have a ratcheting gear wrench, you've probably got these, especially if you bought yours back in the mid-90s. These are the same ones you were buying back then. But they moved to now the new 90-tooth design, and they have a larger metric set, so it has a few more pieces, and it's about the same price as this set. So I accidentally bought this one. This is good for warranty, but I'm really only warranting out a few sizes, so I'd hate to spend the money on the whole kit, on the whole set rather, just to warranty out a few individual sizes. So I might just discount this one and keep it in inventory, or I might just send it back. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll probably just put it on the truck at least and maybe discount it. Here's another thing that's been on back order forever. The Gearwrench 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2" drive 4-piece flex head ratchet kit. This is extremely popular, but it has been extremely unavailable until this one shipped. And this one, we've been waiting on for a while. Got your shorty 3/8, 1/4 drive, regular length 3/8, and your mid-length 1/2", 120 XP mechanism in the head, so it's a finer gearing with a 60-tooth gear, so it's actually stronger than an 84-tooth or the 88-tooth that Matco has, which is very similar in design. I said identical before, and people are like, no, it's not identical. For all intents and purposes, it is. I understand there are a few very subtle differences, but comparing the Matco ratchet to the Gearwrench ratchet, you're comparing apples to apples. I hear the other argument to say, well, Matco's made in the USA and Gearwrench is not. That is true, but there is a significant price difference. Not everybody's willing to pay for a made in USA tool if there's a Taiwan equivalent for 2/3 less. If you compare the 15-inch long 1/2" drive ratchet, the last time I checked pricing on this was a couple of years ago, so I'm sure it's different now, but $165 on a Matco truck for a 1/2" drive, 15-inch long ratchet. Excuse me, non-flex head. Non-flex head. I'll say that again. $165 for a non-flex head. 15-inch long 1/2" drive ratchet. The Gearwrench one I sell $69.99. So $70 for one versus $165 for the other. If you want to spend $95 more on a ratchet because it's made in the US, you go right ahead, and I applaud you for doing so. But if you want to take that $95 and maybe buy more tools, you can do that too. It's really just a question of where are your priorities as a consumer, and you may want to spend that extra money on made in the USA stuff. Awesome. But if you want a different option, the Gearwrench ones are great quality. There are people who say, no, they've gone downhill in quality. I have not seen that. I have never seen a quality degradation in any Gearwrench tool. I think they compete favorably, quality-wise, with any other brand. I don't see more breakage on theirs than anyone else's. Everybody's tools breaks. Doesn't matter what brand it is. And they're no exception. So I think for the cost difference alone, there's a compelling value there. Or maybe there isn't if you don't want to buy a Taiwan-made tool. This is a 1/4". This is the M12 1/4" driver from Milwaukee. This little guy is a go-to. Whether or not you're a pro or you're just doing stuff at home, if you want a really good 12-volt driver, this little guy is awesome. It's got a few different modes for the application that you have, including a nice controlled start and a controlled finish. So it brings you a refined aspect to using a power driver for screws and smaller bolts and things. It beats the old way of just all the power all the time, forward to back. This one gives some nice controls, so it's a better experience, I think. And allows you to step up your game a little bit because you don't have to be as worried about torquing off screw heads like you did before. It's a warranty replacement of a strap oil filter wrench. These are the individual casters for the plastic Lyle creepers like this one. Someone just needs a new set of casters. Whoa! Finally, this boot came in. Waiting for this boot for a long time. It's another back order item. That's a rubber protected boot for Milwaukee Impact. And Gearwrench has these, what they call the X-Core pinless universal sockets. Matco sells the identical ones for more than twice the price. You're getting the same socket if you get them on Matco truck. You get them on my truck, but you're saving hundreds of dollars if you go with the Gearwrench ones. And that's an example where I think I'm going to edit all the coughing out, I hope. I don't think the Matco X-Core sockets or the pinless ones are made in the US. I think you're buying the exact same set. I think they come out of the same factory. So I don't even think you're getting advantage there. I don't think that you're getting anything for your $200+ difference that you're spending on the Matco truck. I could be wrong about that because I don't know what the country of origin is for sure, but I believe that the Matco ones are exactly the same as those, and they come out of the same factory in Taiwan. Oh, this is a warranty drain plug for a Pelican cooler. We used to sell Pelican, but I don't know why our distributor no longer carries them. It bummed me out because they're really nice coolers. They competed very nicely with the Yeti ones. And they have lifetime warranties on them. And yeah, they were expensive, but they're very good quality. So we had one of the drain plugs. I don't know what happened. The guy said the drain plug went bad. We just got him a replacement on the warranty. Easy peasy. Pelican's been great like that. It kind of bums me out, though, that our distributor is now no longer carrying them. Now they replace them in the lineup with a K-Tool branded cooler, and I have no idea who makes it. They're made in China. So, you know, Pelican and Yeti, I think, yeah, both made in the U.S. Both had lifetime warranties. You paid a lot more for them, but you got very good quality. K-Tool's made in China. I think they've got a 1-year warranty. I'm not a big fan of that alone, regardless of the quality. Because here's the thing. If you're going to compel me to buy it if it's not made in the U.S. and it doesn't have a lifetime warranty, if the cost is so much less, to make you say, okay, I'll spend, you know, X amount less than I would have because there's some value there. But the price differences aren't that great. I'm not compelled to put them on the truck anymore, unfortunately. So unless I get a new supplier for coolers, and they were never a big seller for us anyway, I don't know that I don't know that I can offer them anymore. But again, if it's something somebody wants, I want you to buy me that K-Tool cooler, okay. But I just wouldn't really push them as a product. These are replacement 10-foot magnetic leads from Lang. These are the retractable leads that have a magnet mount on the back. That's a regular inventory item. Looks like we're doing some individual. Oh, if you look on the... See that screwdriver tip? Notice how the tip does not flare out, that it is the same width as the shaft. That's called a cabinet tip. The ones that flare out, that look like a keystone, are called a keystone tip. Here's the difference. You cannot use a keystone tip screwdriver where you are going to use a cabinet tip screwdriver, because for cabinet tip screwdrivers, you usually have to insert the screwdriver down into a hole to get at the screw that's at the bottom of a hole. And because the keystone screwdrivers flare out, they're not going to fit in the hole. So that's what you use the cabinet tips for. What's the advantage to the keystone tip? I don't know. Are they stronger? Probably. There's more material there. That's about the most I can figure. If you know of a good advantage to the keystone style screwdrivers, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that. But I had a customer who specifically needed the cabinet tip screwdriver, so that's why I got that one for him. These are some screws and a pocket clip for a CRKT knife. They cover those under warranty, so if the screws fall out and you lose a pocket clip, the CRKT knives are covered. And this guy is a Pitman arm puller. I'm replacing one with the warranty. Back here we've got this lockout kit from Steck This one glows in the dark. I don't know why you care about that, but this is the one that has inflatable wedge in it. So you have these plastic wedges that you put in the door to gap it open a little bit, stick in the inflatable wedge, and you squeeze that bulb there, and that pushes the door open enough that you can slide in your rod and hit the unlock button or grab the set of keys that's on the floor or whatever. So what happens with this guy is, this is where I have a good relationship with a guy who's never been a big customer, but you know, he's bought stuff on occasion over the years. And he showed me the Mako flyer, and he said, "Can you get me one of these?" And I looked at the lockout kit. I said, "Yep." I said, "That's the same exact one from Steck." I said, "I know exactly which one that is. I will get that for you, and I'll take $10 off because he chose to buy one for me over my competitor." So I think the price is about the same. When I looked at the pricing on Mako's flyer and what I was selling for, but I'll take a discount because I appreciate that kind of business. I appreciate the fact that he was patient enough. Instead of saying to the Mako guy, "Yeah, I'll take the one you got," he says, "I'm going to check with Lindsay and see if he can get this." Because A, he'd rather do business with me, which I take that to heart, and that means the world to me. And, you know, as a result, yeah, I'll take $10 off. Absolutely, you know. It's a pretty standard kit that most everybody has some version of. This is the one that requires more space. It's why it's just a long box, because that's a one-piece rod. On some kits, there's a threaded fitting on the rod there, and you can unscrew the rod and it comes apart. The problem is that threaded fitting breaks all the time because it's a weak point. This isn't going to break nearly as much, if at all. I've never seen a broken one-piece rod on these. And you know, it's just a regular plain Jane kit. It does have a rather nice inflatable wedge on those. I do like that a lot. For that, and you know, I really appreciate the business the guy gave me. Restocking some beef jerky. I know that we've talked about beef jerky before. It's a big seller for us, and we prefer the Jack Link's brand. We used to go with a local company out in Ohio that we really enjoyed doing business with, but all of a sudden, once the pandemic started a couple of years ago, we couldn't get in touch with them anymore. So I don't know whatever happened to them, and we needed a beef jerky supplier, so now we buy directly from Jack Link's, getting some dealer bulk packs, and very happy with that. So we have no reason to change or go back. I can't show you this, but this is a keeper seat that's disassembled. I've got to assemble it first, but this is a nice wide seat that has a tool tray on the bottom, and it just makes it easy to roll around with on the in the shop because it has some decent casters that come with it. I had a customer who left one facility, and I didn't see him again. I didn't have a chance to say goodbye to him. Then he resurfaced at this other shop, and he said, "Hey, I'm here now." I'm like, "Awesome, let's you know, rekindle that relationship." And the first thing he said was, "Get me a creeper seat." I'm like, "You got it, man." So it's really nice when I get that kind of feedback from people where they enjoy and prefer doing business with me, and it means everything. And I know, although you're going to be seeing this video in February of 2022, I'm shooting it on New Year's Eve, so I'll just say this: it's been a great year, and I'm very, very grateful for you and everyone who has supported our business, supported the YouTube channel, and continues to do business with us. I know that everybody who buys tools off of Tool Trucks has a tremendous array and variety of buying options. You can buy online. You can go to a store. You can buy off the Snap-on Mako, Mack and Cornwell trucks. So to know that we can carve out and service a significant portion of the industry where we're up against that kind of competition is very heartening to me, and I appreciate that. It's been a great year. So thank you for supporting us, even if you're just watching and subscribing to this channel. It means a lot because the channel's monetized now, so we're getting a few bucks every month. And as we can keep growing that becomes a larger revenue stream, and it costs you nothing, and it means everything to us. So thank you again. Keep watching, because we do have a flyer drop video that has probably already posted, But if you're seeing this video before, check out the Q1 2022 flyer drop video. I'm also going to be doing a few different vlog segments. One of them is going to be talking about toolboxes, and we're going to do a once-over on all the different brands and some of the important differences and similarities that I have seen, and also what the longevity is for different brands of boxes that find themselves in real-life environments and servicing technicians every day. So do me a favor, click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool. Don't be one.